What is going on today, everybody? Welcome to yet another From Screen to Shelf review. It is your boy Chase, aka Mr. Wallet Bully Extraordinaire. Here today, we're going to talk about Child's Play 2019. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. I was extremely excited whenever this was announced. I know a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads. Carrie and Child's Play 2019 were the releases for March on Scream Factory's behalf, and a lot of people really weren't that stoked. But I'm actually I don't think there's a lot of people that hate this movie. I really think they just aren't giving it a fair shake. I think a lot of remakes, reboots and stuff like that, don't get a fair shake, right? This movie is actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and dissect the movie and how I feel about that myself. As usual, how I run my reviews. Then talk about the 4K and audio quality. And then we're going to talk about the special features as well. And then rate it as a package as well. So, and that is going to be going up against its price point, which is really my only complaint. But stay tuned for that. So, Child's Play 2019, Mark Hamill voices the infamous Chucky. The biggest difference with this is he is more of a, I guess the more modern way to put it, this did come out before Megan, but more rogue AI type of doll approach that Megan kind of had. This was the new kind of spin and what they wanted to try to do with Child's Play, and I actually really liked it. I remember I went and saw this in theaters, and I even have the Blu-ray somewhere right here, right behind me, and I've had that since launch day. I was a bigger fan of it than most other people out there. I thought it was different. I liked the risks that it took. The kills were very high quality. It was really well shot. It was very well voice acted. I actually am a fan of how Chucky looks because he looks ominous as hell. He really does. I don't like how he just looks stagnantly. You just show me a blank picture and be like, hey, this is Chucky and I'd never seen it. I'd probably be like, dude, what the hell is that? But it works for the movie and the context and the way that everything kind of transpires. And especially towards the penultimate part of the movie at the very end. So I think it works really, really well. I'm just a rather big fan of this movie. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really do enjoy it from front to back. I think it's a very, very good package, and it was really well done, especially for the director's, what's his name? I don't even see it on here. But yeah, I know it was his only third or fourth movie. He hadn't done that much before. I know he had one rather smaller, bigger hit, I guess you could say. But for the most part, this really was his first big blockbuster, essentially. And it made money. I'm pretty sure the budget was $10 million and it raked in about 40. So that's a pretty good success. It doubled its income. So for the 4K on here, it looks great. It really is. It looks really good for a DI. I guess you could even say really an upscale and stuff like that. I had a really good time with the way that it looked. The HDR really carried this disc to the fullest extent. It's a very dark movie, not a lot of bright scenes until you get to the very end with the toy store. But the very infamous "This is for Tupac" scene just looks immaculate. It is presented in 5.1 audio, to touch on that as well. No Atmos mix here. And I don't believe it's advertising itself. Nope, it doesn't. It has a 5.1 mix, and it sounds good, there were some parts where I think the Atmos might have been able to elevate it just a hair, but for the most part, the audio is very serviceable. It sounds really crisp, really clean, and it really gets the job done. The video contents on this, it's really, it's great. It's up there with one of the best looking modern movies that I've seen personally. And I might be being a little bit overly positive. I just had a really good time revisiting this movie for the first time in I think 9-8 months. I usually watch all of the Child's Plays pretty frequently, at least annually, because I'm a huge Chucky fanatic here. So it looked really, really good. It really, really did warrant, I think. They put it out there for a reason. Scream Factory doesn't necessarily always do that. But I think they put this out there knowing that they had cooked something really, really, really awesome with this release. Now, the thing on here for the special features, to touch on that, well, let me go ahead and go back. I forgot to grade the audio and the video content. I'd give it about an 8.5 to a 9. It's really, really good. It's a solid package on the disc itself. But once we start getting to the special features, that leaves a little bit to be desired. So, it does present itself in Dolby Vision, audio commentary with director Lars Klevberg. There's his name. It's his fourth movie. I did listen to that. He was a bit dry, kind of hard to really get super invested in what he's saying, especially whenever you have the Mancini ones on the other Scream Factory releases, and he's so energetic, especially with Jennifer Tilly on there. On disc 2 on the Blu-ray, because it doesn't come included with the Blu-ray on there as well. It has an audio commentary, the same thing. The Making of Child's Play, Bringing Child's Play Chucky to Life, Soundtrack Trailer, Lee Hardcastle Claymations, Gallery and Theatrical Trailer. Most of those run less than 10 minutes, and that's really where my biggest gripe is because of Collector's Edition, right? There's just not a lot going on here, and I get there probably just wasn't a lot made for behind-the-scenes footage or anything like that, but it would have been really, really cool to see some more elevated, more elevated, like, interviews and stuff like that, like what we get on the second sight releases and stuff in that vein. Because that really is what brings me to my really only complaint on this, is it's not worth its price of $33.99, is how much I believe it's listed for on all major retailers right now. It's not worth that price. It really isn't. I'd say about $20, $25, you know, you run the risk of not getting the slipcover if you're a slip hunter out there, but it's just not warranted for that price. Like, it looks great. It's not a reference disc, but it looks really, really well done. The HDR looks really awesome. The Dolby Vision looks really, really good. And it's just whenever you have stuff like that, like even some of the other Scream Factory releases for Child's Play right over there, they had a lot of audio commentaries on there. So I had 8+ hours on special features, you know. I'm pretty sure there's one of them that has like 4 or 5 different audio commentary tracks. And that felt really, really fulfilling because I listened to all of them. Again, I'm a huge Child's Play fan. So as a whole, I would say pass at that MSRP, but definitely grab it whenever it's on sale, just because it's not a collector's edition. This didn't have anything in it that necessarily warranted that sticker price. It could have sold for $25, and I wouldn't even be talking about this right now. I'd be pretty over the moon about the package and what we got today, or this week. But that's just simply not the case. So overall, it looks phenomenal. It sounds really solid. The special features leave quite a bit to be desired. The audio commentary really isn't the best thing to hit a home run about. But for the most part, I'm going to just leave it at grab it while it's on a sale. I'm going to grade the entire package on this one at about a 7, 7.5. And that's the video quality really carrying that super hard. It's really just not worth its price point. That's really where it gets a lot of docked points. Maybe a 7.1 or an Atmos soundtrack would bump that up a little bit more, even though it might not necessarily be warranted for this release. But definitely a lot more special features, especially calling yourself a collector's edition, which I usually don't gripe about. But yeah, that's going to be it for Child's Play 2019 4K review. Stay tuned for some more awesome content. I do plan on dropping quite a bit of Chucky related content this week. So stay tuned for that, because I'm really excited for that to drop, and one of those is going to be a little bit longer than what you're used to seeing on the YouTube. So stay tuned for that if you're a Child's Play fan. Stay tuned. See you later.